you're new to my channel, here we talk all things transformation, life transformation, health transformation, wealth transformation. So, if that's for you, subscribe to my channel below. And today we're going to talk about limiting beliefs and why limiting beliefs, why you need to trade them in for empowering beliefs, and what they are, how you can, and how you can manage to maybe how you can trade those in, what you can do to trade those in. So, well, we'll just get started. So, what is a limiting belief? A limiting belief, by in the dictionary, you can look it up or Google it. We don't use dictionaries anymore. I'm telling my age now. is a state of mind where, or a conviction, or a belief that you hold true, which your limits you in some way. It could be about you, a limiting belief about yourself. It could be about a limiting belief about your interaction with others or the world and how it works for you. And these limiting beliefs come from fear. What do I mean by that? They come from fear. So an example of a limiting belief coming from fear is what we're seeing today in the world, right? Like we're seeing police like brutality, and we're not just seeing that today. This is not new, but those we see it a lot more. The police brutality, white cops, beating, beating, black suspects out there in the world, and obviously those police officers hold some limiting beliefs about their suspects, right? Like maybe they think like, you know what, if all blacks are, if you're black and you're a black male, you're a thief. So that's a limiting belief, because not obviously not all black males are thieves, right? So and then that limiting belief cascades into another limiting belief, which cascades into another scenario, and it leads to brutality, which is very unfortunate. So I'm not trying to get political here. My this is not a political channel, but that's just a view of how that's just a little piece of how you can, like, you take one limiting belief that you have or that you grow up with, and like you hold it to be true your whole life, and how it cascades into society and the way that events occur in society and the things that people do, the behaviors that people have. So, and many times it's a fear of not being enough, or a fear of, a fear of that person, because obviously if you think someone's a thief, right, like you have a fear they're gonna rob you, so you're gonna react based on that fear, true or not true. It doesn't matter. On a personal level, limiting beliefs can keep you stuck. They keep you from obtaining your life's goals. They can keep you from having the relationships that you want, the jobs that you want, the health that you want. All these things are because you have can happen because you have a belief of something that you hold true that is stopping you from achieving your goal. And some causes of these limiting beliefs. What are some causes, right? Not being open-minded, and this could be as a result of family beliefs, right? Like we grow up with religious beliefs, family beliefs, about certain things, and how we should be, and how we should act in society, and how we should be around our families. And those beliefs sometimes leave you closed-minded. that you can't see, we can't see any farther than that circle that we're in. And there's so much more out there than that circle that we're in. And education, our education also gives us beliefs about the way things are. And right now we're seeing again, and this is again not to get political, but we're also seeing again that in society today, that the education that they've given us about the history that they've given us is not true. So they've instilled some of it didn't happen the way it did, and some of it isn't the way it is. So the beliefs that we have about history and the way things are not the way they really were. And so like we as a people, we as a people in the United States adopted beliefs about what happened and the way things were based on what we were told, but they're not necessarily true. So sometimes it's about getting down to the truth. And unfortunately, your beliefs are your truths. Like, that is your truth. So until you can change that truth, and only you can do that, no one can do it for you. So until you can change the truth, your truth, the truth that you tell yourself, then then you're stuck. So your experiences also, your experiences and your interactions with people, someone who has been, how can I say this, someone who's been attacked, right? Like, you've been attacked, you were walking down the street and you got attacked. And so now you may have a belief that, hey, if I go and walk down the street, I'm gonna get I will probably get attacked, so I'm not gonna go walk down the street. Is that true? That's not true. It's not a complete truth. Did that happen? It did happen, but it's not a truth. So your experiences can also lead to some beliefs that may not be true, and it may be true in the situation, but it's not true across the board, and you can't just generalize that truth. So let me give you another example. So a child being told that they constantly told by people, or someone that, or it doesn't have to be a child, but someone, being told by people, constantly harassed, that they're, oh, what are you eating? You're eating too much. You're you know what? Like, you're fat. You're gaining weight. You're too skinny. You're not eating enough. These things can leave beliefs in your mind, or in the mind of the person, that food is not good. Food is not a good thing. So you'll find these people are either they're overweight because they're hoarding. Maybe they're hoarding food when they can get it when no one's looking, or they're like anorexic, they're bulimic, or they're hoarding and then they're purging afterwards, and they cannot have a healthy relationship with food because they don't think food is good. They think food is bad. That's their belief. But if you change that same person changes their beliefs, and they say, hey, food is fuel for my body, food is healthy, food is energy, then they're gonna eat that way. They're gonna eat like food is healthy, food is energy. They're gonna make better choices around their food than someone who thinks food is bad. They're gonna make bad choices. Another way to identify your limiting belief is to look at things that you might find difficulty in doing, like you're like speaking. So if you're finding that you find it difficult to speak up, speak your mind, you may have a limiting belief that conflict is bad for whatever reason. And it could be that you had some past trauma around speaking, or people speaking their minds, arguments that you've been exposed to, that you really so you avoid the arguments. And the problem is that avoiding the arguments may in turn have an impact on your intimate relationships, because intimate relationships do require healthy conversations, I'll call them. So, so switching that limiting belief to saying like healthy conversations are great, for then you know what, then it's easier to speak your mind. But if you have a limiting belief that healthy conversations, or that, and it's the words that you use also. So if you have a limiting belief that conflict, that it's conflict, when you speak your mind that it's conflict, then you may choose not to speak. And that might come from different reasons. It might come from childhood, and from different things. So you just gotta dig deep to find where your limiting beliefs are. And you have time, right? Like, you just get a piece of paper, maybe in the evening, write down all the things, think it through. Anything that you feel negative about, anything that you find that's not, where you're seeing things are unhealthy in your life. Maybe, if you find that you're having difficulty in your finances, maybe you can identify some limiting beliefs there. And what you're going to do with that once you're done identifying them, now you want to change them. So what you want to do is you want to rephrase. You want to take those limiting beliefs and you want to rephrase. You want to take them and you want to say, let's say, my limiting belief is I'm ugly. So I want to rephrase that and go, no, I'm beautiful. Or my limiting belief is that, I can't get that. I can't, I'll never make $1 million. Then, I want to rephrase that and say that, yes, I can make $1 million. Now, granted, you're not going to snap your hands and it's going to happen, but the power behind rephrasing and putting this into a positive, reframing that into something positive that's going to serve you, is that once you rephrase and you have an empowering belief, now with that empowering belief will give you space to take action so that you can obtain the results that you want. So that's the power behind having that's the true power behind having the empowering beliefs. And that's the true downfall of having limiting beliefs, is that when you have limiting beliefs, you're frozen. You can't take action to obtain the results that you might want. Because you might want $1 million, but if you don't believe that you can get it, or you don't think you're smart enough, or you don't think, I don't know, you don't think you're smart enough, you don't think you can work hard enough to get it, then are you gonna work hard enough? Are you gonna look up and find the things and find the people, find the mentors to help you get to where you want to get? No, of course not, because you're already, your mind's already saying, I give up. But with an empowering belief, like, yes, I can do this, no matter what happens, even if you don't get what you want, then you just move on to the next step. So if something doesn't work, you'll try something else. Something doesn't work, try something else, because you have that belief in your mind that you know that you can do this. So just because you tried the first thing, it didn't work, you're not going to stop there. You're going to keep going. Until you get what it is that you're looking for. So, unfortunately, this video wasn't made to tell you, like, what, just get an empowering belief and then sit back and, oh yeah, it's all gonna happen. And for some of us that could happen. If it does, that's wonderful. But a lot of us have to take action behind what it is that we want in our life. So anyhow, so if this was helpful for you, and you liked it, give me a like down below, like my video. And next week we're gonna be talking about moving yourself. So getting some movement into that body, shaking that rump, shaking it up to help you get to where you want in your life. And so, if this is for you, hit the like button, leave me a comment, let me know what you like, things that you would like to see in this video. I respond to all comments. And until next time, namaste, God bless. And I am grateful for you. So now you're probably thinking, how do I identify those beliefs? Right? Some of us know what they are, and some of us don't, because we just believe that it's true. So if you believe, like, some limiting beliefs, so if to identify, well, let me backtrack. So to identify your beliefs and replace them with empowering beliefs, you're going to need to write them down. Let's start there. You need to write them down, and you need to be really honest with yourself about what you believe. So this may mean that, and it could be hard. I did it. It's hard. When you start looking at what you believe, and a lot of times what you believe, those negative beliefs you have, and I'm just going to tell you, it comes from a place of, it doesn't come from a place of love. Like, so you're going to see when you're writing it down, it doesn't come from a place of love. Usually there's some, maybe a little bit of hate, disgust, dislike behind that belief. Those are your limiting beliefs, because if you have empowering beliefs, all come from the heart. They all come from a place of love. So to pinpoint, like, you might want to pinpoint behaviors and identify them. Maybe at times when you times that you've been toxic and displayed like negativity, where you said, like, oh my gosh, like, like, you walked away maybe from a situation and said, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I could have handled that differently. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. A lot of times